Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive deep into the history of malware. We're telling the digital ghost stories of the lines of code that literally brought the world to a standstill.
So just imagine for a second, this message just pops up on your screen. It locks you out of everything. Your photos, your documents, your work, poof, gone. And this wasn't some sci-fi movie plot. This was real life. This was the WannaCry ransomware attack. And it was a brutal demonstration of just how vulnerable our super-connected world had become. Okay, let's get right into this. WannaCry wasn't just any old virus. It was a worm. And that difference is absolutely crucial. See, a virus, it needs you to do something, right? Like click on a bad link or open a sketchy attachment. But a worm? Nah. A worm is a whole different beast. It's self-sufficient. It just spreads across networks all by itself, with terrifying speed and precision. So it's just slithering through the network, silently moving from one computer that hadn't been updated to the next, and causing absolute chaos in the real world. We're talking hospitals having to cancel surgeries, businesses grinding to a halt, all while that little countdown timer on the screen just ticked away, really cranking up the psychological pressure. We really got lucky that time. But WannaCry was a wake-up call for an even bigger reason. The vulnerability it used wasn't just some random bug. It was actually built from a super powerful cyber tool that was allegedly developed by a government agency and then leaked online. This just lit a huge fire under this ethical debate. What happens when these digital weapons built for national security fall into the wrong hands? Well, WannaCry was the answer. Okay, so let's jump in a time machine for a second and rewind to the early 2000s. Back then, viruses were way less about these sophisticated exploits and way more about playing on a simple human weakness: our own curiosity. So in May of 2000, an email starts hitting inboxes everywhere. The subject line? I love you. And it has an attachment called Love Letter for You. I mean, how could you not click on that? It was simple, it was tempting, and wow, was it effective. And that's the evil genius of it, right? It turned our own trust against us. It looked like it was coming from someone you knew, so it used our own contact lists to just explode across the globe in a matter of days. So, yeah, some viruses were sneaky, and then there were the ones that were just loud, like really loud and obnoxious. And none were louder than the one that just flat out called you an idiot, over and over and over again. This thing wasn't after your money or your data. Its entire purpose was just pure, unadulterated, frustrating chaos. It basically held your computer hostage with flashing windows, making it completely unusable until you just gave up and yanked the power cord. But, not every threat screams in your face. Some of them pretend to be your friend. Who remembers this guy, the purple cartoon gorilla, Bonzi Buddy? He'd pop up, tell you jokes, offer tips, but behind that friendly face, he was spying on you, tracking your browsing, and slowing your whole system to a crawl. All right. Let's fast forward a few years to 2004. This is where things get serious. Malware is about to level up from just being annoying to being a weapon of mass economic destruction. $38 billion. That's the estimated damage from just one worm, MyDoom. To this day, it's still one of the most expensive cyber attacks in history. And here's what's so wild about MyDoom. It wasn't just spreading for the sake of spreading. No. It was building an army. It turned every infected computer into a zombie soldier and then used them to launch massive attacks that knocked major websites and online services completely offline. This was one of the first times a virus was used as a large-scale weapon against the internet itself. So, by the time we get to the late 2010s, malware has kind of split, right? It's gone down two very different, very dark paths. One is all about cold, hard cash, and the other? Pure, unfiltered chaos. Let's look at Petya first. This ransomware from 2017 was pure digital theater. It didn't just ambush you. Oh no, it built up the suspense before it delivered that devastating punch. And that's the kicker. Petya didn't just mess with your files. It went straight for the jugular, the master boot record. Think of it like the master key that starts your entire computer. So it wasn't just holding your data hostage, it was holding your entire machine hostage. Recovery was nearly impossible. And then you've got the other side of the coin, MEMZ, a virus that literally wasn't interested in your money at all. It was more like a twisted experiment, almost daring you. Go on, run it.
See what happens.
And this really shows you the two main philosophies in modern malware, right? You've got Petya, the ice-cold, calculating extortionist who wants your money. And then you've got MEMZ, the total digital anarchist that just wants to watch your computer burn. So, okay, we've walked through this whole rogues gallery of viruses. What does this whole story really tell us about our world today?
Well, this timeline pretty much says it all. We went from viruses that played on our emotions, to worms that hit our wallets, to malware designed just for the heck of it, all the way to fully automated attacks that can take down hospitals. The threat grew right alongside our dependence on technology.
Yeah, the threat has definitely grown up. What started out as annoying pop-ups and pranks from hobbyists in their basements has become a sophisticated, multi-billion-dollar criminal enterprise capable of causing serious real-world damage. Which, brings us all the way back to the beginning, back to WannaCry. That massive world-crippling attack was stopped almost by chance, by one person finding one single flaw in the code. And that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? The one that keeps security experts up at night. What happens when the next one, the next big global virus, doesn't have a kill switch? Something to think about. Thanks for joining this explainer.